So it actually happened. Magic the Gathering has officially banned 7 standard cards, guys. And some of them were predicted and some of them are out of the blue. It feels like Magic hit every corner of the metagame to pretty much put a refresh on everything. So I'll be discussing what has been banned, why has it been banned. So let's begin. First, with the obvious. Corey Steel Cutter. Gone. Is it aggro? Is no longer a thing. It's still there. There's still possible ways to still be possibly aggressive with it. But the fact that you have an extra hitter every single time you cast a one cast, giving you a monk, is huge. That's huge board presence. Now no longer a thing. So it's accompanied by Monster's Rage. Now Monster's Rage is in almost every single aggro deck in the format. Corey Steel Cutter, usually you can see it with a Get Out, Spell Pierce, Unable to Scream. Cards like low-cost cards, Brant, Opt is super useful for that deck because they're able to scry and draw a card to control their deck functionalities, along with getting a monk, mostly used with Torch the Tower. Just for the fact that you could literally sacrifice a Storm Chaser talent and get rid of a 3 cost with no issue. Huge value. Monstrous Rage, the fact that you give a creature trample really ramps it up. So red aggro decks that had that aggressiveness with the Mouses of Doom no longer have that option. They had to change it up. So it usually was paired up with Heartsteel Hero, which is another one that's officially been banned for the fact that you could actually ping somebody for a high amount of damage even if you kill it, which is a good finisher. Screaming Nemesis is also a card that was combined with Monster's Rage, a 3/3 haste hitter that's going to pretty much be big, and if you somehow chump block it or kill it, you're going to take that damage. And obviously your one drop aggro based red spell, and another staple like Heartbreak, Ember Heart Challenger, which also has prowess and haste. Next, a shocking one, but it makes sense. Hopeless Nightmare. Now, Hopeless Nightmare lives either in the Urzoff Pixie Dust deck or the Esper version of it, where you use cards like Pixie to have it bounce back. So Hopeless Nightmare will bounce back into your hand. If you have an open black, you place it again, causing your opponent to pretty much discard an additional card. Usually the setup would be start with Hopeless Nightmare, comes in, opponent drops a card, they lose 2, put Pixie out, place another black, boom, do it again, rinse and repeat. And then you have the combination of another card that's been banned, This Town Ain't Big Enough, which allows you to put back up to 2 non-land permanents up to their owner's hands. It is a killer card. The cost is less for each permanent you control. So you could pretty much put this for free for 1 blue pip. And you could take off an opponent's best card, best enchantment, best response, or do what normally happen with Pixie is once again inflict damage with Hopeless Nightmare. So goodbye, This Town Ain't Big Enough. Apparently it's no longer big enough for this particular card, so it's gone. Next, a huge staple, and I thought that the first half of the staple was going to be banned. Apparently not. Omniscience was a card that I was thinking was going to be banned, but instead of Omniscience, Abuelo's Awakening is going to go. So Abuelo's Awakening is the actual combination that you do with Omniscience. With the Omniscience graveyard decks, you will put Omniscience into the graveyard. On turn 4, you will play Abuelo's Awakening, and then you have a 1/1 Omniscience free to go. Most of the time, you would put 2 or 3 Omniscience, or usually 2, before doing so, because there are times where you could have a card like cut down that can literally kill it and start the combination before it really cements. But usually when you have a 1-1 omniscience, the door goes off the rails and you pretty much win the game. So for the fact that they took off the easiest form of way to do this particular combo was huge. I mean, they hit every single type of deck. Every single type of deck. Up the Beanstalk was the last card announced. And this one made more sense because Up the Beanstalk gives you so much draw power, especially in decks that contained the impotent spells. So the impotent spells, these enchantments, pretty much they cost 2 and 2 whites. The other one known more is the green version of it, Overlord of the Huntswood, which was 1 and 2 greens, but the cost value is what mattered. These costs are 5 and 7, so you're drawing an additional card, even though you're not really casting it for the full spell. And that just brings you more vamp value. That brings way more vamp value right off the rip. Turn 4, turn 5, you're going to have card presence on command. And now with new Final Fantasy cards, this combination was just unbearable. Lots of reports of it being completely unfun. It's really hard to respond to it. You don't really normally have enchantment cards on the rip, enchantment removal cards on the rip to be able to respond to it. But I did not expect it to be banned. And yeah, so what are your thoughts? What cards you think should have been banned, you guys? What cards you think you should have been gone from the format moving forward? For me, I think Manifold Mouse should have been another one that should have hit the dust. Omniscience, for me, should have been another one that hit the dust, but it ain't. So this is a new format moving forward. Is it officially out now? Update your decks, and hopefully you guys have a good time in Arena. I know I'm going to have a good time in Arena, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one.